All right, guys, so it's been about a week since we got in the pre-lift by RuleOne. I want to give myself some time to really try the product out. I've had maybe 5 days where I've been able to use the product, really try it out. I used it on heavy days like leg day, back day. I also used it on conditioning days just to kind of get a feel for how it felt on demanding days like my big lift days, the back day and leg day. And then my conditioning days, I usually do something like Tabata, or if I have to work out at home, I'll get on the spin bike, something like that. I still use a pre-workout because I enjoy being on a pre-workout during my workouts. It helps me push, but I really wanted to try it on both ends of the spectrum, right? Really heavy, really demanding, and then not so heavy and not so demanding workouts. Also going to talk about flavors. So there were 3 flavors that I tried out. I tried out the orange pineapple, the blue raz, and their snow cone. As far as flavors go, the snow cone was by far my favorite. Blue raz right behind that, and then the orange pineapple in that order. I'm not a huge fan of pineapple, but it was actually good. It wasn't like I had to bear through it. So the pineapple was good. So as far as flavors go, I'm going to give this product a 9 out of 10. The flavors were good. The snow cone is absolutely delicious. But even the ones that I'm not so keen on, like the orange pineapple, it was good. I actually enjoyed drinking it. So good job on the flavors. Now this is touted as their flagship pre-workout. It's got 25 active ingredients in it, 6 patented ingredients in it. So the ingredient list was really packed. So before I tried this product, that's what drew me to it, right? Was the supplement facts. I was really impressed by the ingredients on there and their dosage. So I really wanted to try it out. This is a reason we were getting asked about it, but this was a reason I added it to the product line, because the ingredients were so good. And through product testing, it just reinforced that for me, just to touch on that. But they call this their most advanced pre-workout. I'm reading that from their website. But I want to dive into the ingredients. I'm going to go over what the ingredients are, what their dosage is. I'm going to throw the ingredient list or supplement facts up here so you guys can follow along. Now, I'm not going to go straight down the list or the order that they have it in. I'm going to kind of pair some things together. So the pump ingredients are going to pair together. The focus ingredients I'll pair together. The muscle endurance ingredients I'll pair together. But I am going to touch on all 25 active ingredients just so we can get an idea of what they're dosed at, what they should be dosed at, or if they're dosed properly, and go from there. So I'm going to start with their pump fuel. So as far as pump goes, they did 6 grams of the L-citrulline. Yep, 6 grams of that. And that's pure citrulline, not citrulline malate, which I prefer. And that's at the top of the clinical dose. So the clinical dose is 3 to 6 on pure citrulline. So they're at the top of that. So they did a great job dosing that ingredient. The other ingredient for pump is what they call S7. Now that is a patented ingredient. There are no nitrates in that ingredient. It is actually 7 plant-based ingredients. And the 7 ingredients are green coffee bean extract, green tea extract, turmeric extract, tart cherry, blueberry, broccoli, and kale. This product, according to the manufacturer, it was through studies and through tests that S7 increased nitric oxide production by like 200+%. It was ridiculous what I read on it. And I have to say the pump on this product was impressive. I had a great pump. My back was pumped on back day. My legs were pumped on leg day. So you want that in a good pre-workout. You want that pump because that increased blood flow to those working muscles really helps with nutrient uptake. So helps those muscles grow, helps those muscles heal. And who doesn't love a good pump, right? You're in the gym chasing that pump, and I got a really good pump on this. So I was thoroughly impressed with that. As far as muscle endurance and athletic performance, they had 2 ingredients I want to touch on. So the first one is, of course, beta-alanine. They dosed that at the 3.2 grams. Spot on. That's carnosine. That's one of the patented ingredients as well. But 3.2 grams, that's going to help with carnosine production, which is going to help buffer those muscles from lactic acid, going to allow you to work out longer. At the 3.2 gram, that again is the top of the clinical dose, so great job on that. The other thing that they had for muscle endurance and recovery was another patented ingredient called Synactive. This again was another impressive ingredient. So very similar to the S7 we talked about, which was plant-based. This too is a plant-based sport nutraceutical. But this one was scientifically validated in human studies. And what they showed, it was increased muscle endurance and preservation of the muscle itself. So there were two mechanisms here at work. So it increased increased citrate synthase, which is an enzyme that is very, very important in ATP production. So that's where that muscle endurance comes in. It's helping you create more ATP, allowing your muscles to work out longer. And the other one was, it was promoting the removal of old cells and encouraging the production of new muscle cells. So that's where that advanced or enhanced recovery comes in. So really interesting product. That's called Synactive. So as far as endurance goes, I was able to push, like I said, I tested it. So leg day, back day, my two biggest days, I pushed as hard as I could, and I felt good. I felt like I was able to push myself on it. I didn't feel like I was fatiguing prematurely. Now, diet and all that's on par. Now on leg day, I was a little tired. That was a long day for me. I'd gotten up at 2 a.m., working all day, ended up going to the gym that evening. So it was an evening workout after a really long day. I was tired, but I had a good workout, a really good pump, really good endurance. I didn't feel like I was tired during the middle of the workout. So highly, highly impressed with that. So as far as caffeine goes, there's 3 different types of caffeines in here, and I know that sounds crazy, but they actually didn't overload it with caffeine, which is what I like. I don't like high stim pre-workouts, and I do like having some caffeine in there because it does have its benefits as far as focus and energy goes, but I do not like feeling jittery, and I do not like crashing in the middle of my workout. That's one of the worst things you could do, right? Hitting legs back really hard, and just middle of your workout you start yawning or you're tired, you just lose that motivation, right? You don't want that. The crash is terrible. Did not experience that with this product. So they had 235, make sure I'm telling you right. Yeah, caffeine anhydrous. So 235 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous, which is not that crazy. That's going to be your quick release. That's the caffeine you feel right out of the gate at the front end of using the product. And then they followed that up with 2 patented ingredients. So first one, it was the Infa Energy, and that is dicaffeine malate. So that's dosed at 100 milligrams, and you're not getting 100 milligrams of caffeine from that. So some of that's going to be that malic acid, but maybe 80 milligrams. I'm not sure on the math, but all in all, you're getting 330 milligrams total. So you got 235 on the caffeine anhydrous, 100 on the dicaffeine malate, and then the third one, which is another patented one, is the Zoom XR, which is an extended release caffeine, and I believe that was dosed at 30. Let's see, yeah, 30. So as far as energy goes, as far as stimulants go, I did not crash in the workout, which is an absolute plus. The energy was clean. I came down slowly. I didn't feel a crash even when I got home that evening. I ate, showered. I had to go to bed because I had to be up at 2 a.m. again the next day. But I didn't crash. I slept well. So those are the things I look for when I test these products, right? Especially on the caffeine. Is I want it to get me through my entire workout, but I don't want it to keep me up in the middle or keep me up at night. I don't want to crash. I don't want to feel jittery. I felt none of that. So no jitters, no crash, and I was able to sleep that night. So plus for me as far as caffeine goes. I was highly impressed with that. As far as focus goes, so I was really impressed with this, and I'll explain why. So the first focus ingredient I want to talk about is alpha GPC. That was dosed at 200 milligrams. That's impressive because a lot of supplement companies nowadays are using choline bitartrate, which is less expensive than the alpha GPC, but what you sacrifice in cost, you lose because the alpha GPC can cross the blood-brain barrier. So you get a lot more brain benefits. I call it brain benefits, but the focus factor, the acetylcholine production much greater effects using alpha GPC because it has it can cross the blood-brain barrier much easier than choline bitartrate. So great job on that. They paired that with lion's mane, the mushroom. What I was impressed with about that was it was from the fruiting body and it was 75 milligrams. So the dosing was great and it was from the fruiting body. So when you use any supplement that has lion's mane in it, one of the things you want to look for is making sure that it is coming from the fruiting body. So you can, if it doesn't say fruiting body, you may get roots in there, you may get some oats if they're growing it in oats. When it says fruiting body, you know that the dosage that's on the bottle, like this one is 75 milligrams, you're getting 75 milligrams of lion's mane. You're getting 75 milligrams of mushroom. There's nothing else in there. It's from the fruiting body. So excellent job on that. Right behind that, the third focus ingredient is huperzine A. I believe that was at 30, maybe 50. Yeah, 50 micrograms of that. But the huperzine A is going to be your choline esterase inhibitor. So you've got the alpha GPC and the lion's mane helping with acetylcholine production. And the huperzine is going to stave off choline esterase, which is the enzyme that's breaking down acetylcholine. So it's going to help keep those acetylcholine levels high, keeping you focused. Focus on this ingredient, absolutely phenomenal. Again, like I said, I really push it on some of these days, leg day especially, back day my other big day. I stayed focused the whole time. Of course, there's people in the gym when you go in the evening that you know and they want to talk. And you talk a little bit, but you talk and then you go right back. And I was able to get right back into it. Focus was phenomenal. I absolutely love these ingredients. They did a great job on that. The doses were perfect. No complaints from me on that. So those are the big active ingredients in my opinion. There are a few more that I'm going to touch on. Just kind of like some support type ingredients. The other one was, it's actually another mushroom one. Make sure I'm telling you right. Yeah. So it was cordyceps. So from the whole mushroom, cordyceps, I believe that was dosed at 75 milligrams. Yep, 75 milligrams. So cordyceps, what that's going to do is help with oxygen uptake. It helps deliver oxygen to cells in the body. So just increasing the oxygen uptake of the muscles that you're working. So it really helps on the aerobic side. So maybe on my conditioning days, it helped a little more, or towards the end of my workout where I'm not really doing as heavy. I'm doing more of the 12 to 15 rep ranges. And I'm still in that aerobic realm of energy use. But it was great. A good ingredient to have in there, helping with that. It also helps with ATP production, I believe, if I'm thinking about the right one. Yep. And it helps remove lactic acid from the muscles that cordyceps does. So it's going to help with reducing that premature fatigue. So it removes, I believe, what's called lactase, is the enzyme in there. But regardless, it helps prevent that premature fatigue of the muscle, or helps stave it off for a little longer than normal, so you can push through those workouts. Another one I want to touch on was taurine. Taurine is one of those ones that I can live without. You find it a lot of energy drinks. You find it in some pre-workouts, not so much anymore. They did have it in here at 1 gram or 1 milligram. Sorry, did I say gram? Yeah, 1 gram. Sorry, 1 gram of the taurine. So it's hit and miss with that, right? So you've got some studies that say, hey, taurine is kind of like has a stimulant-like effect, right? So they'll put it in there for energy. It's supposed to help with athletic performance, but then you've got some other studies that say, no, it's more like theanine, so it's has more of a calming effect. It's going to help reduce the jittery side effects of caffeine and things like that, any of the other stimulants. So kind of some mixed reviews on how that actually works, but it has been shown to help improve athletic performance regardless of the mechanism. Again, not a big deal breaker for me. They had the beta-alanine in there, and they had the that synactive ingredient in there. So as far as muscle endurance and recovery went, it was great. But it did have the taurine in there, which was listed as an active ingredient, so I did want to touch on that as well. Another one is theobromine. That's the Keiko extract. That is a bronchial dilator. I believe that was dosed at, let's see, 25 milligrams. So what that's going to do, that's the ingredient that's going to help open up your airways. It helps enhance respiration. So you're getting more oxygen delivered to those working muscles, just going to allow you to work out a little longer, a little harder. I like having that ingredient in there. I actually feel a difference on some pre-workouts when I don't, just because I really push myself pretty hard. So I notice when I'm winded, and I'm winded every time. But a really good ingredient to have in there. It does have some mild stimulant-like effects, nothing worth writing about or talking about. But it more so for the enhanced respirations, the bronchial dilation is really what it's put in there for. And talking stimulants, so juniper berry was the other one, juniper berry extract at 50 milligrams. So the main reason most companies put juniper berry extract in their pre-workouts is because it helps to enhance the effects of stimulants. So really helps your body use those stimulants, the caffeine that you're taking in, and just makes it a little more effective. It does also have some diuretic effects, so helps eliminate some of that excess water you may be carrying. It is a good ingredient to have, not make or break for me, but it's in there, so we wanted to talk about it. And the last one we'll talk about is the bioperine. So that's your black pepper extract. That's just helping with nutrient uptake, just increases the absorption of all those nutrients. So you've got these 25 active ingredients that you're taking in. You want to make sure your body's able to use them, so that's where that black pepper or bioperine actually comes in and helps you out with that. Make sure I didn't miss any before we go. Oh, it did have one other ingredient I wanted to talk about. It was an electrolyte blend. So their electrolyte blend is listed at 500 milligrams. It's listed as the Himalayan salt, potassium, and magnesium. Good ingredients to have. Helps with the electrolyte balance, helps with muscle soreness. What I didn't like about it is just how they listed it, right? I know this sounds petty, but 500 milligrams. I really like to know how much pink Himalayan salt is in there, because 500 milligrams is a lot. Now, it is the first listed ingredient, so it's probably a larger portion of that 500 milligrams, but I don't really know. So it is in there. I can't tell you exactly what it's dosed at, but that was one of the other active ingredients. I did forget about that one, so I'm glad I remembered that. Again, not a huge deal breaker, right? It's Himalayan salt. That does help with pumps, does help with, you hold on to some water. It helps with electrolyte blends, your electrolyte balance, I mean. So a good ingredient to have. 25 active ingredients, 7 or 6 patented ingredients, highly impressive ingredients label. So I was impressed by that just to begin with. Like I said, overall flavors, I gave the flavors a 9 out of 10. They were good. I didn't have to down this really quick because it tastes like crap. The snow cone was actually delicious. I loved it. Highly impressed with that. That's this one here. That was good. Overall product. So pump, phenomenal. Muscle endurance, really good as well. With caffeine, that I really like. So that's a big thing for me, right? And I say it's a big thing. I don't need a lot, and I don't want a lot. And as long as I'm not getting jittery or crashing on that, it's a win for me. So I don't go into a workout relying on caffeine to get me through it. If you are, you're probably missing out on diet and supplementation and sleep. So don't rely on stimulants to get you through your workout, which is why I don't like the high stim ones. But there was no crash, there was no jittery feeling, and I was able to sleep that night. So those things are important to me. But as far as focus as well, so the focus was absolutely phenomenal. We talked about that. So overall, I'm really going to give this product a 9 out of 10. I was impressed. I was able to push through my workouts, no trouble at all, and I did push hard again. So now this isn't my daily driver yet. I'm still working on a tub of Godzilla by Rise, which I absolutely love as well. If you've seen the product review I did on that one. But when I finish the Godzilla by Rise, I'm going to make this my daily driver, really start putting it to the test, right? So a week is it gives me a good idea of what I'm working with. But a month would be even better, right? So I'm going to put it through the test, but I wanted to get on and talk about it because it was a new product that we were carrying, a new product we were excited about. And I know some of you were waiting for my review on that. So there it is, guys. 9 out of 10. RuleOne did a great job with this. If you're looking for a great pre-workout that packs a good clean punch, that's not going to give you the jittery side effects, going to have you with some nasty pumps. That's the way to go. So I would highly recommend that you check this out. Pre-Lift by RuleOne. 9 out of 10, guys. It was great. So check it out.